Wankantang Kia. Halito.
You'll get it right someday.
Halito Amkana. Chimichukma. Hello, friends. How are you? This is Dreamwalk here on Kvmr, FM Nevada City, KCPC, Camino, Placerville. Indigenous programming. Welcome, Skip. Good morning to you.
Well, hi. It's good to be anywhere at my age, you know.
It's good to wake up and breathe.
It's good to wake up, yeah.
Is that really how bad it gets?
Well, this is what you have to look forward to, yeah. It's,
like, is it all just happen after a certain age, or is it just like
no,
you...
No, you wake up and you're grateful that nothing new hurts. If you have the same old aches and pains, it's all right, you know. Oh, it'll be a good day. But if something new hurts, then you're kind of concerned.
Or there's a storm coming.
Well, yes, the elbow. Yes, the elbow tells me right away there's a storm coming.
Brr! Kill me now.
So what do we got going on today? You know, sad news in Indian country. And I know that Amy Goodman announced it on her program yesterday. Sad news. John Trudell has gone on to a better world. Yes, he has. And you know what? Me and Stevie Salas were texting. Yeah. Me and my friend Stevie Salas. You know that guy? I know that guy.
My friend.
Yeah.
So, you know, it really hit me that if I was him, I would have killed myself 40 years ago or been a terrible, miserable drunk. Oh. So the fact that everything that he went through, which people can learn about online, he turned it into something else. Positive. And it changed and healed our world. So again, if I was John Trudell in 1969, I wouldn't be on Alcatraz Island. I would be at Alcohol Island in a moo-moo. Yeah. Some cats, you know. So we have some good JT music coming up. And then today at 11, Vince Fontaine. What? Of Eagle and Hawk in Indian City. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. So we're gonna honor JT.
Wait, you have stuff.
We're going to honor our underwriters.
You have stuff written out?
I do. I always do.
That never happens.
Listen up. Because today's phrase of the day is buzu, okay? Which is Ojibwe for hello. And since Vince Fontaine is Ojibwe, I was like, you know, learning the language.
So you're gonna do that to him right on the phone, huh?
Actually, we already did it.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, what's up? So that's fun. So buzu. Hello. Other side note, we got a fan letter from Jess, a listener, every week. Yeah. Hi, Jess. He wants to know, how do you trace Native ancestry, and what do you do to expose your children to that or get back in touch? So number one.
Ancestry.com.
Nay. Collect names.
I don't know.
Collect names of relatives, from aunts to uncles to grandparents, names, locations of birth, locations of death, and then call your tribal roll office. And go from there.
They might have it.
Mm-hmm. And so then you'll take birth certificates from you and trace it back to whoever it is that is officially enrolled in that tribe. And then he asks, well, how do I get in touch with my Indianness and be more Indian? Show up to Indigenous and Native events and support your Native and Indigenous community. So it's pretty simple, because from there, like, the whole magic and stuff happens.
It does. We have been exposed to that magic, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Many times.
Do you feel it?
I do. It's all over me. We'd like to thank Second Time Around, a Native American-owned store buying and selling quality used furniture, household accessories, fine jewelry, and collectibles. They're at 112 Argyle Way in Nevada City. They're open 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday. You can call them at 530-265-8844.
Shop it. We need to start adding things like that. So, Skip, I have the 2012 Thanksgiving broadcast that John Trudell had copies of it.
Yay.
So, I didn't have a chance to, like, splice that together and do something with it, but I want to get it archived here on KVMR or put it on our YouTube channel or do something, because that was so cool and so candid and so just round table.
Yeah, we did.
It wasn't like JT performing. Yeah. You know, or let's go sit around the JT. There was no plan. You know, no plan.
There was no plan.
You know, and that was a really special thing that, and he loved radio.
Well, we spent years getting him to even trust us here.
That's all like, Indians are wounded, okay?
It took a long time to get him to trust us and say, hey, you know, we're not going to do anything, hopefully, to embarrass you in public, unless, of course, you choose to do that yourself.
But when you're in the eye, people pick at you.
Yeah, they do.
I feel because you affected me, I am entitled to a piece of you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it was like trying to rip out his hair and just smelling it.
I got John in my life now.
I smelled John Trudell in Berkeley in 1974. It changed me. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But that's what people do, you know. So JT, he trusted us. We were good to him all the way out, you know. So I would like to take a silent moment in honor of John Trudell and just jump in to some of his music. Does that work?
That works for me.
All right, this goes out to you, JT.
The ones who knew me, I would like to thank you for putting up with what I never could. It seems the extremes were more than I could bear. Your patience taught me so much. Too many times I learned too slow. At times the understandings were beaten down by insecurity. Your acceptance really was something. The times I hurt myself, bringing it all down on you, you reached out with love and tolerance. You were always there when I needed. You steadied me gently, carrying me into each new day, changing names, changing faces, supporting me, keeping me going. The children laugh, the old ones laugh. The newborn cry, the elders weep. The knowledge of infants and elders, separated only by years. Adulthood lost to growing up fear, the only security being insecurity, changing crying to weeping. The wisdom of infants and elders, crying and laughing, weeping and laughing. Songs in the beginning, sung in the end. Endure, the people cry out. Tears of anger, tears of sorrow, flowing, giving birth to resistance. Young ones to remember. Struggle, for the people cry out. Tears of happiness, tears of joy. Washing the pain, cleaning the spirit, giving strength. The generations remembering the past to rebuild the future. For weeping is another way of laughing and resisting and outlasting the enemy. Living in reality, calling us red Indians, we have been the colors on a chameleon's back, changing with time, altering the larger pattern, surviving genocide because we have to. Living in reality, we are targets of your unfairness. With warriors for targets, you create your own destruction. This is how we bring you down, target by target. You wound yourself. Using your greed, we watch your spirit fade. Living in reality, we can endure your cages, your bullets, your lies, your confusion. We know you have destroyed your peace. Living in reality, you only exist. Diablo Canyon. Today I challenge the nukes. The soldiers of the state placed me in captivity, or so they thought. They bound my wrist in their plastic handcuffs, surrounding me with their plastic minds and faces. They ridiculed me, but I could see through to the ridicule they brought on themselves. They told me, squat over there by the trash. They left a soldier to guard me. I was the Viet Cong. I was Crazy Horse. Little did they understand. Squatting down in the earth, they placed me with my power to laugh at their righteous wrong. Their sneers and their taunts gave me clarity to see their powerlessness. It was in the way they dressed and in the way they acted. They viewed me as an enemy, a threat to their rationalizations. I felt pity for them, knowing they will never be free. I was their captain, but my heart was racing through the generations, the memories of eternity. I was beyond their reach. I would be brought to the internment camp to share my time with allies. The last time I saw them, they were standing in their 12-hour shifts, addicted to their chain of command, waiting to be told what to do. forgetting about me, thinking I was just another protester they were finished with. Never understanding, I am not finished with them, for I am the resistance, and as always, I will return. It took the times we didn't care about living to learn survivors survive whether they want or not. It took the pain, the grief, and the dying to remember what gets forgotten in the living. It took the lessons of 1,000 generations to get through the time of yesterday. It took the joyful songs of laughter to last beyond today into tomorrow. It took the fragrance of a woman's touch to realize brothers and sisters are never alone. It took the joining of earth and sky to create, centering the universe. For Ronald America, this time I almost wanted to believe you when you said it would be all right. You wanted to end the suffering, and the deliberateness of the wrongs were only in my imagination. This time I almost wanted to believe you when you implied the times of sorrow were buried in the past. Never would we have to worry about shadows and memories clinging and draining the strength from our souls. This time I almost wanted to believe you when you spoke of peace and love and caring and duty and God and destiny. But somehow the death in your eyes and your bombs and your taxes and your greed and your facelift told me, this time I cannot afford to believe you. Industrial slave, capitalist and communist imperialist, smiling with false faces, beckoning us with their lies about progress, wanting us to enjoy the rape of earth and our minds. Industrial slave, fork-tongued legalistic contract chains, turning our visions to technologic nightmares. National security war makers desecrating the natural world, and God still trying to get over what you done to his boy. Industrial slave, material bound, law and order, religious salvation, individually alone, industrial slave. Without earth there is no heaven, streets of gold, angels' wings, eternal life, corporate Reich nuclear regimes maximizing profit, eating identities, plundering natural allies as though earth is dead, allowing religious right collection plate tributes to church and state, with Christ still hanging from the cross, echoing industrial war cries, warring against body and soul, attacking spirit, lying to enslave with an illusion about freedom. Without earth there is no heaven, earth and sky, universal power, life energy's creative flow, in which we are a pattern to keep balance, harmony, a gift, and appreciation to enjoy. Honor life. Without earth there is no heaven.
All this December, KVMR is having a vehicle donation marathon. There's still time, but the clock is ticking. You've waited all year, now don't wait another second. Donate your unwanted vehicle now and start the new year with more parking, fewer hassles, and a 2015 tax receipt. 1-877-411-3662. That's 1-877-411-DONATE.
Gayuwani gayuwe, gayuwani gayuwe, wehiyo, hawi hawi ne gai na we are here. Gayuwani gayuwe, gayuwani gayuwe, wehiyo, hawi hawi ne gai na we are here. Gai na we are here. Howie, Howie, nay, guy, now we are here. Guy, now we are here. Gayuani, gayue, gayuani, gayue, we-yo. Howie, Howie, nay, guy, now we are here.
This isn't my life I'm living. Trying to fit in where there's no room. Conditioned for roles to play. Keeps changing the shape I'm in. This isn't my life I'm living. Too much mistaking vanity for love. Not sure who I'm fooling, but I don't think it's me anymore. Don't even know when I changed into a shadow. Don't even know when I lost the battle. Points I tried to prove were too sharp. Running up a score I couldn't handle. This isn't my life I'm living. Trying to fit in where there's no room. Conditioned for roles to play. Keeps changing the shape I'm in. Days wearing away, day after day. Accepting what I know I shouldn't. Believing in what I couldn't. Tricking myself with nothing to say. This isn't my life I'm living. The promise isn't as real as I thought. Giving and receiving altered to sold and bought. The emperor's new clothes aren't my size. Too synthetic, wearing truth into lies. Now I understand why the sky is falling. When I hear those long-distance sighs, somewhere my soul keeps calling. Days wearing away day after day. Accepting what I know I shouldn't. Believing in what I couldn't. Tricking myself with nothing to say. This isn't my life I'm living. Somewhere my soul keeps calling.
Kayeli niungweda ke owatoka asquayana vase se atanu nane aqua quatile owatoka asquayana vase yo ho, ana yo ho, he, yo ho, ana yo ho, he, yo ha yo ho, ana yo ho, he, yo ho, ana yo ho, he, Kayeli niungweda ke owatoka asquayana vase se atanu nane aqua quatile owatoka asquayana vase yo ana yo he, yo ana yo he, yo ha yo ana yo he, yo ana yo.
You know, you can make the holiday season less taxing by making a year-end gift to KVMR. Make your tax-deductible contribution to KVMR by December 31st online at kvmr.org or send a check to KVMR, 120 Bridge Street, Nevada City, California, 95959. I think I'm going to do the same thing myself. Send them money. I know, Jif, you need a tax deduction. You're going to do that? You're going to, yeah. Jeez.
Taxes?
Yeah.
Schmaxes.
Yeah, you're going to do it.
You were born in Texas.
She was born in Texas. That's true.
Where are you at, MB? Welcome, Iki Michael Ben. Good morning to you.
I had to deal with flooding this morning.
Flooding?
Yeah,
What?
I got a roof leak
In your house or your car?
in my house right by my feet,
Oh, man.
which means bedding got cold and wet.
Maybe
So-
you need to install a tent inside.
Well, okay.
Keep your feet dry.
Squirrels like to rip tarps to go hide their things.
Sure.
So when I got up on the roof at 3 this morning, there was like scratch marks everywhere and acorns. So,
And be praying it was a squirrel. It could have been a chupacabra, a bunch of raccoons, rabbit, possum.
Raccoons are mean.
So you just went to like, oh, something's like messing with me. It's little and small and cute. I can handle it. Not.
You know,
It has fangs.
wait. Squirrels are only cute because they're rats with a cute tail.
Yes.
That's all. A squirrel is a rat.
Hey, I had a grandma that would shoot him on the porch. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And then have
I'm
them for
not.
breakfast the next day? I hope so.
They ain't my totem animal.
and when you eat them, you don't have to cook, skin them or anything. Just burn them.
Burn them right there.
Yeah, eat 'em,
just like a
bones and all.
marshmallow. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like we're
no,
becoming.
Did you
squirrels
just
are-
say like a marshmallow?
He did. I did. You just skewer them like a marshmallow. No, squirrels are a very large rat with a cute tail. That's people think, oh, that's so cute. No, they carry disease.
I have
They're
3 baby
horrible.
squirrel tails. I guess
horrible.
sometimes the males nip the little tails off.
Yeah.
We'll make a necklace with them. 'Cause
A
they're cool.
necklace of squirrel
Little
tails.
short tails about.
Okay, that's
I don't
way
know,
too
3
sick
inches
for
long.
me.
Like collie?
It's way too
No,
sick.
they're kind of gray brown. They're really soft.
It's like on a keychain, you know, like
Are we
the
doing
Lucky
this?
Rabbit's foot. It's like a little
Lucky
baby
squirrel.
dead squirrel tail.
Yeah, by next squirrel season, I can have a whole.
Brings you
build a whole
Indian
squirrel.
luck.
Yeah.
Look at the Indian, like look at the Irish.
Unbelievable. Okay, well, yeah, you go for it, man.
Okay, so my first question
Yeah.
this morning. I'm sorry I'm late, but like, what the hell are you doing here? Where did you come from?
I
Is it raining? You
out,
just
I crawled out from an old log pile that I
Uh-huh.
created earlier this year, and it was kind of wet and damp, sort of like your situation. So it was time to come to a warm place.
Kinda like
and
a
get
mushroom.
dried out. Yeah,
Are you
Okay.
guys gonna mold or
Yeah.
what's happening here?
we might mold.
we mushroom first.
Yeah, we might.
Okay.
Hey, no old people jokes, okay?
I'm gonna. Speaking of old people, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get to a story by Mary Louise Defender Wilson.
Oh, that's a good story.
GASP.
Anything she does is a good story.
I love
that's
it.
why
That's
I
a
know.
good story. Like, do you know which one?
Yes,
Any
I
of
know.
them?
No, Mary Louise.
Oh.
I know all her stories. Go for it.
She got the Silver Grammy Award, NAMI Award, for storytelling. Best traditional story.
Why did you add silver to it?
We
Because
know
she's
these
old.
things.
Because there's like gold,
Get
silver,
in the
and
pray position.
and whatever copper for like.
I'm gonna pray for
gold
oh,
is number
album
1.
sold. I thought
No, it
album
was like
sold.
number 2. You get the
Yeah.
silver award.
It's like runner up or whatever.
Yeah.
Why waste the money? I lost. I don't want to like something that says, "Oh, look, you didn't win first." So cool. I'm going to put that on my mantle. I don't want it.
Oh.
There's your first or your last
Oh yeah, nothing.
or your nothing.
I like Charlie Brown when he finally won something. His last story, it was like, I don't like being the winner. I'd rather be with all the losers.
I'm a loser. Someone a Beatles thing.
Oh, please
today.
don't sing. No singing. No.
Skip Alan
He'll
Smith.
start drumming.
I'm going to show up at your house freaking caroling if you keep that attitude up.
It's so sad. She knows where I live.
Hey, that sounds like fun.
All right,
Caroling
Pa.
at Skip's house.
We'll grab sandwiches and head on up.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, if you still are.
Maka o iha ke shni. Ohu ka kana checha. Dukte de maka o khudoka wa he. He imahed. Waka kana wa. Ka i haka. Head ti. Shunka wa kchi ti. Shunka sapa wa yuha na hekchi ti. Wakankana kide wipatha. Somewhere in this part of the country is this cave. And in this cave there is a very old woman. She's so old she looks like she's ready to crack. She lives in this cave with her big black dog. In this cave is a fire that they keep burning all the time. And on this fire is the food that she's cooking for herself and this dog. But she's sitting there and she's doing quill work on this long strip for a robe. But when the fire looks like it's going to die down, she stands up, but she's so old, has a hard time getting up from the ground. She walks very slow, and very slow picks up the stick of wood, very slowly takes it to the fire. When she gets up to get that wood, her dog goes and it rips out the quill work that she did, and then the dog lays back down. So by the time she comes back to her quill work from putting wood in the fire, she doesn't remember how far she did. So then she does the quill work again. This goes on and on and on. She does the quill work, has to put wood in the fire, is very slow, getting up, getting the wood, putting it in the fire. The dog goes over there and rips out what she did again. And according to the story, if she ever finishes that blanket strip, then the world will end. And I remember then somebody making reference to the fact that the world is not going to end because this Makankana and her Shunka, their dog, they will continue to do that unless something very, very drastic happens. I don't think it's going to happen. So my relatives, it has been the practice of all people to tell all the coming generations stories. Each generation learns something new. It seems to be the way of people that they will try to understand what happens in each generation, how that will help the people. Then these stories come into place, and then they are told so that people will live like human beings when they listen to these stories. It seems that that is the way that we should go, that each generation will carry something from the previous one that will make them become more civilized and more high-minded and able to be kind, gentle, and helpful to each other. That is the way it's supposed to be, and that is what we hope will be.
Welcome back to Dreamwalk here on KVMR, FM Nevada City, KCPC, Camino, Iki Michael Ben, Skip Allen Smith, and I, Miss Jiff. Welcome.
3 people.
Yes.
3 peoples doing something together.
That's how many people it takes.
It takes that.
To deal with indigenous things. It's freaking exhausting. Even the third.
Well, I like it because it's kind of like JT just kind of had everybody's. He could read and pull a bunch of mind things together, and that's kind of what it takes for us to do. We got this and this and this.
We have 1/3 mind each. Is what he's getting at.
No, we got full FOOL and FULL,
Some of
and you put it
us-
together, it's like 3X.
Okay.
Some of
Like good
us are
whiskey.
running on quarter impulse power. I'm just throwing it out
whiskey.
there.
That's good. 3X whiskey. That's
Or
good.
3X beaver Stetson hat. That's good too. Shut up. Got it.
No, you
Shut
don't
up.
need to ever shut up.
I don't.
No, you just need to speak better. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Father, read away.
Okay. I never learned to read. I was going to tell you. This is so weird having you here. I don't know if I can do it, Skip, without laughing.
Okay.
Here we go. Y'all look over that way.
I'll look away.
All right, thank you. Child Advocates of Nevada County will do their annual C's Candy Store through December the 23rd. The store is located in the Fowler Center of Grass Valley between Save Mart and B&C. They will be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. Visit caofnc.org. And an exhibit of expressionistic paintings by Bob Labouty will be on display at the Center for the Arts in Grass Valley through December the 19th. Visit thecenterforthearts.org.
That's well read.
We did everything we could to get him to crack up, and he held it. He held it. You're a pro, man.
I'm not touching that one with the 10-foot pole.
You shouldn't. It's going to get sticky.
You're a pro.
Okay, so I got some more JT. If you guys got some things to throw in or read, we're just going to play some music and ride it out till about 11 when it's time for Vince Fontaine. I don't know why I said it like
Sounds
we're about
famous.
to Nacho Libre.
Vince Fontaine, he sounds famous.
I make the Indian music, right? Get the message out. Save our people. We're still here. Get it together. Vinny.
Vinny. My cousin Vinny.
Sometimes I feel bad for my parents. Like, things just come out of my mouth and I'm like, holy crap, people are responsible for this. Like, I am sorry, everybody.
He's ducking now. He's ducking.
Oh, no, he can go to a happy place. He
Yeah.
can just, like, shut down, retreat.
Oh,
It's so crazy.
and
I just
ignore
start
you.
talking about stuff, and it's like this glassed over. And, I don't care. I got to get it
Okay.
out, so I just talk to it.
Okay.
And then I'll be like, what was I talking about? That you love your dad and he's awesome? All right. Nah. But it's good. I appreciate that he's still here with us. We've had a lot of loss, so I have a bear to poke. I feel grateful.
What are y'all talking about?
Oh, my God.
See?
You know what?
went to the happy place.
Let's go to some music, place. Thanks for listening.
Earthling. I am Earthling.
I am made of the
I am made of the earth.
I carry the energy
I carry the energies
of the suns and universe.
of the suns and universes
From
from the time before time into the beyond, beyond, beyond. From where stars get their light into the breath, breathing life. Earthlings. I am of a species of the earth, as are the plants, the stones, the waters, the forest, the birds, the insects, the fire, the reptiles, and the mammals. We all are part of the life energy. Earthling. I am of a subspecies of the mammals. I am of the human being human. My energies are in my being as spirit. I am no more important nor less important in spirit being than any other of the species. This industrial technologic, dimensional imprinted, distorted visions, perceptional reality. As a human being, I have many given identities: ego, gender, race, class, religion, cultures, and with imposed sleights of mind, I am being led into delusions, leading me into further away from me. Earthlings. The memory is encoded in the DNA. Something is attempting to remove that encoding. It's best for all Earthlings that doesn't happen. Earthling. I am Earthling. I am made of the earth. I carry the energies of the suns and universes from the time before time into the beyond, from the time beyond from where stars get their light, into the breath breathing life. a civilized behavioral notoriety. The more evil the empire, the more paranoid the society. Building to the New World Order, we're expected to carry the stone. Emperors and the feeding class, human being being used up fast. The miners keep on mining. Intelligence is the mother lode. Imagination as an energy source in this predator's way of dining. Defining how and what we think as we're led to the way to believe. Conditioned reaction we call thought. Our reality guides in how we perceive. In the ways of being lost and alone. Who runs from their doubt and fear? In the mask of everything's normal. Who is not feeling or seeing too clear? Could be we're being programmed. Anyway, our spirit bleeds all over our lives. Our lives become fuel for predator needs. Building to the New World Order, we're expected to carry the stone. Emperors and the feeding class, human being being used up fast. Hidden in the beauties of Babylon. A civilized behavioral notoriety. The more evil the empire, the more paranoid the society.
Material junkies hold out hands, praying hard for a better deal. Cardholder smiles and shuffles away. His luck just gets better each day. Somewhere between darkness and light, a shadow where nothing knows right. Someplace at the cross and a dream, someone is dirty, the image unclean. In the act of one way or another, junkie needle ravages the mother. Rationalized minds craving the high. Progressive race is choking the sky. Crooked eyes seeing only crooked fears. Water's song plays to deaf ears. Yesterday's child betrays tomorrow's child, chasing a fix that only lasts for a while. Held breath awaits the next move. Lightning dancer is laying the groove. Cool thunder comes riding the flash. Becoming storm, predator can't pass. Within the grasp of the fiery feather, there's a thread that pulls it together. In the chasm between motive and intent, there's a thread that pulls it together. Somewhere between darkness and light, a shadow where nothing knows right. Someplace at the cross and a dream, someone is dirty, the image unclean. Material junkies hold out hands, praying hard for a better deal. Cardholder smiles and shuffles away. His luck just gets better each day.
My eyes should have caught your spell. Should have rushed too hard. Should have sensed your musk. Should have painted any dream. Oh girl, you're never gonna make me cry again. If I ever get through this, if I ever make it this time, used up tears, never gonna make me cry no more. Should have watched your moves. Should have wanted your smile. Should have felt your breath. Should have tasted your voice. Should have kept your caress. Should have wished out loud. Oh girl, you're never gonna make me cry again. If I ever get through this. If I ever make it this time. Used up tears, never gonna make me cry no more. Should have looked more than once. Should have remembered your name. Should have thought those thoughts. Should have saw you not staying. Should have fell on my heart. Should have come apart this way. Oh girl, you're never, never, never gonna make me cry again. If I ever get through this, if I ever make it this time, used up tears, never, never, never gonna make me cry no more.
With a sacred shield around him as the corn pollen boy. May there be beauty in front of him, behind him, all around him.
Halito, my homies. How are you joining the John Trudell?
It's kind of bittersweet. I miss the guy.
Yeah.
I guess it's mostly sweet for me because we had some specialness.
You had good
memories. So it's like, and plus I'm so excited I'm so curious to know what's going on the other side. It makes me crazy. So the fact that he gets to experience that now, I want to do a Ouija seance with some sage or something.
I have friends who can guide you there.
Right, but I'll end up even more demonically possessed.
No, I don't think so.
I don't have room for any more.
No. I have friends who've already been there.
And?
Mm-hmm. And they'll tell you what's there.
Okay, we got to do a very dark dream walk in January.
I like how you texted me and said that John is everywhere now. That really helped me out a lot. Yeah, so
that's true, yeah.
He's standing behind you going,
yeah, probably so.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
If you feel a kick in your butt,
good luck with this one. You can hear him now. Yeah. Good luck with this one.
I remember meeting him in '94 in the Berkeley Theater, some big thing he was doing, and I didn't know a lot about Indians. I thought I was holding the world's smallest res, my little apartment in Santa Rosa, and he was leaving the theater before it started to go smoke probably, and I was going in, and we opened the door and we just looked at each other for a while, and we just softened, and then we nodded, and he went his way and I went mine, and then a few minutes later he's on the stage, and I was just God, who is this guy? He just said this most incredible stuff. So I just really loved the guy since then, and then years later got to make him popcorn, play with this kid. I spent one Thanksgiving with him. He was I asked him, his son, Shaitan, was kind of throwing a tantrum.
He was 2, that's what they do.
Yeah, so I was asking him how is he going to teach his children violence and how to deal with violence peacefully. And then he started talking, and it was 4 hours. And with elders, you really can't interrupt them. So he just went on and on and on. So I got his story, and we just really clicked after that. And so years later, it was, body work and called every now and then just to check in. And so we were supposed to do a program for Kvmr. We already got it all lined up. We were going to do a program just on his writing. Not his music, but just his writing in general. So he got cancer right when we were planning that and didn't get to do it.
So it was a little bit more of you not following through on
No,
it.
he told me he had cancer. So you can't spank your dad for that.
I don't know.
You weren't there.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's what he told me.
Yeah, it was a long time. The illness was kept quiet the first round years ago. Thought it was handled, does some stuff, and it sucks. That's what I'm saying. It's over. It's over. That physical anxiety.
The pain.
The pain,
And it was always like when he would laugh, I felt better.
Yeah.
He had this like nice laugh about him that was like unforgivable. But I want to read something about it a little bit later, if you don't mind. Can I? Please? Yeah? Huh? Yeah?
When you want it that bad, intuitively, I just want to say no. But of course, you know what I mean. Of course, you can't.
Because that's what he did to you when
Right?
you wanted it that bad.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is. It's payback.
All the Sanrio you wouldn't buy
Yeah.
me, and all the candy I couldn't have, and all the times I had to be
and the
home
Hello
at some
Kitty, you
reasonable
wanted
hour.
every
All
Hello
of it.
Kitty, everything, and
Everything.
he said
Do you
no.
still have all the junk you had when you were a kid?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
I have 2 Tupperwares at Mom's house. Neener.
Oh. Okay.
There you go.
I stand corrected
Done.
again.
Right? You can't spank me for that one.
You know, the problem with 3 people broadcasting is like there's always 2 against 1.
No.
So I'm feeling all repressed.
Oh.
Just for that, I want to read this.
Well, I'll tell you something then.
What?
I still have toys that I had 58 years ago.
Really?
Yes, because I just discovered them last week.
And they're wooden with
No.
like wind up things.
No.
Hand painted.
No, they're actually electric.
I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm. You know, I should show you the pictures.
I'll believe it when I put it on eBay.
I think I will show you the pictures right now. Go ahead. You carry on over
All right,
there.
carry
I'm gonna show her
on, Father
pictures.
Chew.
Okay, for the 10 o'clock hour, we would like to thank, and I'm on the wrong page. Ride Out Specialty Care, providing advanced cardiovascular, consultative, and diagnostic care for referred heart patients for cardiac evaluation, stress testing with ultrasound imaging, pacemaker analysis, and ultrasound imaging for peripheral vascular diseases. More online at rideoutspecialtycare.org. And by the Afternoon Deli, using natural, organic, local products when possible for sauces and dressings and their made-to-order sandwiches, salads, and burgers. Open Tuesday through Friday, 11:30 to 4:30, and Saturday, 11 to 3:30, off McKnight Way, Grass Valley, left of Kmart. Online at afternoondeli.com.
This is KVMR FM Nevada City, KCPC, Camino, program Dreamwalk. I'm here with Iki Michael Ben and my other Iki, Skip Alan Smith.
So is it my turn to read these?
Oh, would you?
Oh, would I? Okay.
Those by Skip
We'd
Alan
like to
Smith.
thank the Earth Store, a gift store for discerning naturalists featuring casual outdoor clothing, gorgeous minerals and fossils, maps of the Sierra, binoculars, compasses, knives, educational toys for all ages, bird houses and feeders, books, weather instruments, wind chimes, fountains, and more. They're open every day at 310 Broad Street, downtown Nevada City. We'd also like to thank Harris Center for the Arts at Folsom Lake College, presenting the Sinatra Centennial Celebration with the Nelson Riddle Orchestra, directed by Chris Riddle and joined by vocalist Brian Anthony, featuring highlights of Sinatra and Riddle's musical collaboration. 2 shows, Friday, December 11th. Ticket information is at harriscenter.net. Yeah, Nelson
So say
Riddle
that
Orchestra.
again?
Nelson
It
Riddle.
was Sinatra Centennial Celebration. Sinatra Centennial Celebration.
Yeah,
That's my new vocal warm-up.
He'd be
Sinatra
over.
Centennial.
Actually, he'd be over 100 now, I think.
Dang.
Or close to it.
Soon we're going to be having like our orchestra, John Trudell
We could.
anniversary things. It's going to be fun.
He'd probably say get on with it and move on.
Quit talking.
Yeah. He would probably hold his fist up like this and say,
Zip it.
Yep.
Close it.
And then start laughing.
Well, we're going to switch gears here
Okay.
and play some Eagle and Hawk and jump into the Vince Fontaine and get on with our little lives here. Maybe in the next 30 minutes or so, Michael Ben will have calmed down and he can do his reading.
You're gasping, yeah.
I need an inhaler.
No, he's Darth Papa. All right. Well, we'll be back.
And a 1.
And a 2. And a 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
At midnight, Cinderella's coach turns into a pumpkin. That's a fairy tale, but you really can turn your coach into great radio. In 2015, KVMR magically turned your old cars into 250 hours of programming. To turn your old car or truck or motorcycle into a program like this one, call 1-877-411-3662. Okay, Vince, when it rains, it pours.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go. That's like a song, It Never Rains in California.
It is now. Thank goodness. Well, Vince Fontaine, first and foremost, I want to welcome you to Dreamwalk, Indigenous Programming. I am a super-duper fan of Eagle and Hawk, and now a super-duper fan of Indian City. I got to do industry voting for the Indigenous Music Awards, and I voted for your everything, all of it. Okay.
Great, that's fantastic. Thanks so much.
It was easy.
There you go, yeah.
So I try not to be a journalist because, well, I'm not, but I started looking at like some stuff on the internet, like, oh, Vince Fontaine, I should get, a little ahead of the game. And I saw your huge discography, and then I got mad because we only have like 2 Eagle and Hawk CDs and 1 Indian City CD, so I got too mad to do any more research. I was like, oh, huff and puff.
Huff and puff, yeah. Crazy.
And
crazy,
puff.
Crazy.
So our listeners are well aware of you, and they can just go to your website, which is what?
Well, there's for Indian City, it's www.indiancity.ca, and for Eagle and Hawk, it's www.eagleandhawk.com.
So all the stuff that is on those websites that has anything to do with your biography or your history, we should just ignore it and leave it alone because they can look all of your stuff up on the internet. Yeah. I want the nitty, the gritty. I want the dirt. I want the behind the scenes.
Well, you know what else here? I'll just quickly, the music side of it for streaming. I had this generous idea to put all our music up on YouTube, which we've just done kind of in the last couple of months. All Indian City CDs are up at Indian City Live on YouTube. And for Eagle and Hawk, it's just Eagle and Hawk on YouTube. And I think almost every album of Eagle and Hawk, all 7 or 8, I think. It's all up on YouTube. We just put it up. I haven't really announced it yet. But I wanted people to be able to listen to it. Of course, that doesn't stop them from downloading and purchasing a download for 99 cents. But anyways, yeah, that's it. As far as the music goes, I used to have a vincefontaine.com. I have to renew it with a different domain because somebody from Japan took it, so it's gone.
He's holding it hostage. He's like, I want 1 million yen for your name back.
Something like that. They want me to buy it back, and I said, nah, I can't. So, but yeah, that's that. That's the music side of it. At least in the last, 15 years. So, yeah.
Yay! Hooray! In my phone, I saved you as Vince freaking Fontaine, so I am pretty thrilled.
Hey.
Well, let's see if I can. Let's see if I can zip my lips for a few minutes and give you a few minutes to introduce yourself to our listeners who may not be aware of how awesome you are.
Sure. Oh, well, thanks so much. Well, I live in Winnipeg, Canada, which is, north of the 49th parallel. I'm really just about 45 minutes from the American border, kind of in the center of North America, as we call it, Turtle Island. And I've lived my whole life here in Winnipeg, the traditional tribal territory of the Ojibwe Nation, the Ojibwe people. I'm a Ojibwe. And, just our neighbors are the Cree and the Lakota Sioux. And so that's the kind of history, geography with that. I'm from a community called Saugeen First Nation, which is an Indian reservation north of Winnipeg. My city, Winnipeg, is a kind of a typical Canadian city, not quite 1 million people, but almost. And today we're enjoying warmer than seasonal temperatures with like a 38, 40 degrees day, which is really unheard of for December, and nice sunny. And it's wonderful to be here. And because and I'll carry on just a couple minutes before I let you kind of get to me again. But I want to give you a little background on the city of Winnipeg. Because we're isolated, and also in a sense there's this theory that in the winter it's so cold we stay inside a lot, so what we do is we learn how to play hockey, ice hockey, or we learn how to play guitar and write music in the winter. And in a sense, Winnipeg is no different than that. And growing up in Winnipeg, I learned my music right here in town, and we have a large Indigenous population as well. I want to add over 60,000 in our city, which is a visible type of noticeable. If you were ever in Winnipeg, you would see that we do have a lot of Indigenous folks. So that's kind of a quick background, and we'll get into the music side and inspiration or whatever you'd like to talk about more.
Well, continue if you want to keep talking about Winnipeg. I think that's amazing. Here we are in a county with a 0.0001% of Indigenous people who are still fighting for recognition. The tribe here had their recognition taken away at some point in the 60s. So I'd like to hear more about that. Sounds like Disneyland for me, Vince.
Well, here's the thing, as I was saying, we have a large Indigenous population, and I want to say that it wasn't always easy in Canada and Winnipeg, as most of North American tribes and peoples have experienced in the last 3, 4, 5 decades and longer. Our interaction wasn't always smooth and generous. Government policies were the order of the day in both sides of the border, in the last century or two. Specifically in Canada, one of the big issues of the day is residential schools, which was the forced educational assimilation of the Indian.
Yes.
And a lot of things were problematic with there. There was sexual abuse, physical abuse that came out of it. And the loss of language, the loss of culture, identity, etc. Those were the things that were challenges to our people for several generations. And it's only in the last few years, especially now, that these issues are becoming forefront, that they're key and core to our people as being equal citizens of Canada and also in North America. And it's very much the same, our struggles in both sides of the border. We want to be equal. We want to have recognition, tribal recognition. So we're at that point. We do have, unfortunate social issues that have become the legacy of these. We have poverty. Some of the reservations in Canada, many of them, I should say, lack proper housing. Education, clean water is a big issue. But one of the most tragic things we're facing today in Canada is, we have over 1,200 missing and murdered Indigenous women in the last couple decades. And it's now with this brand new government, we have a brand new government, the Liberal government of Canada, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who is the son of Pierre Elliott Trudeau, the late Pierre Elliott Trudeau, who was Prime Minister. He has made a commitment to the Indigenous people to follow up on that and right these wrongs. In fact, they're about to announce an inquiry into this tragedy that is so evident in our society here. It's horrible. Can you imagine these families where their daughters, mothers, aunts have gone missing or turned up murdered? It's horrific. And again, this is the legacy, in a sense, of just the social situation that has existed. And, as I was saying, this is on the negative side of the experience that we've had. There's many positives to go with that, the resilience and survival of our people. And my cousin, Phil Fontaine, and I will say cousin because he is close to me, he was national chief in Canada for many years, and he used to quote this statistic that I always like to reference. back in his day, 3-4 decades ago, he said there was less than 50 university graduates in Canada of Indigenous descent. Today in Canada now, there's over 40,000 and growing yearly of post-secondary graduates of Indigenous descent, which means across society we're now participating in a key and core part of that. Everything from environment, legal, we have lawyers, we have teachers, educators, as I was saying. We have professional athletes. We have professional artists and musicians, which is, in a sense, where my experience has come in. I believe as an artist, we have our voice that, in a sense, sketches out what's going on in society today, and I've used that as my canvas to be a voice in the last 15 years or so in my career. And Eagle and Hawk, in a sense, was born out of that conviction. And I was very honored and proud to put forth my music voice through Eagle and Hawk, and then, of course, recently as Indian City, and writing songs such as I See Red, Mother Earth, Sundancer, to name a few. And then, of course, with Indian City, songs like Speak to Me in Dreams and Supernation. These are songs that I think are reflective of the way I observe and have experienced this Indigenous presence in North America.
Now, it's so fascinating because I always assumed that because you guys are under the Queen and we are independent of England, that maybe you guys got treated a little bit better or something went down a little bit smoother. And it's same situation on both sides. The Nisenan people here in Nevada City, California, had a small reservation not too far from the station, and they removed all the children, put them in foster care, reneged the tribe's recognition, and then just took over the land because we had the gold rush here. So my grandmother on my Choctaw side was tribal school, boarding school. You know, but just again, there's all these gaps in our generational span of some of our relatives carry the shame of who we are, because they were taught that it's wrong and we're savages and we're animals or irrelevant.
Well, absolutely. The policy of the government, which, as you mentioned, was in line with the monarchy. Canada is an independent state politically, but its history has a tie and allegiance to the monarchy, the Queen, even though we're our own state now. But the policy of the day was, and I trying to quote it, I hope I'm accurate, but was take the Indian out of the child. That was the original policy that was given to the politicians to give to the churches and to the schools. And that was the foundation and mandate of residential schools.
Yeah, save the man. Save the man within the savage.
Well, that was the ideology of the Indian being a savage, and that existed obviously in North America on both sides of the border. It was just as horrific. The history will show that the extreme side of it was the Indian wars that existed in the U.S., which is unfortunate that existed. We've had our own hostilities and things like that with government to protect our sovereignty as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. Well, there's points in before the Trail of Tears in our Choctaw history where we didn't even have a chief. Even the people within the people couldn't agree on which way to go and which direction to go. And then there's pressure from this government to force you to pick a direction. And that is just, it's nuts. And I really just get frustrated at people's short-term memory when it comes to stuff and the way they sugarcoat things in school that, it's all good.
Absolutely. I mean, the original peoples of the USA and Canada, we were really entrusted with the land and the climate and environment. And I think when the the immigration and migration to the West and all that, it had its price for our people, unfortunately,
But like you talk about in your music, we're resilient. We're still here.
Yeah.
We're still trying to.
Well, I believe that because the Creator has a plan, and He's kept us here. We've shouldered our burden, and we're going to carry on to the next generation of peoples. And it's going to be all our people collectively being that wave of a voice, whether it's going to be, through, whether, as I was saying, music and art. It's going to be educators, politicians. All these things are going to exist. And I would imagine it may be similar to the other main ethnic groups in the USA, being the large Latino population and the black population in America has its own history that has shown similar experiences,
Yes. No, I think about that. I think too much, actually, Vince. It's like...
Let's get down to the music side of it. That's a little lighter.
All right. So, okay, here you are, a brilliant, wise, soulful, sensitive, indigenous man. Why did you pick up the guitar and not the flute or hand drum or something? I love rock, so I'm right there behind you.
Yeah. First of all, at that point in my life as a teenager, the guitar was kind of a popular instrument. Popular music was guitar written and driven in those days. Everybody kind of played around and played, Neil Young and folk music or rock music, Led Zeppelin, whatever it was. So it was kind of a neat thing to do. So I kind of just did it as a hobby, to be honest. I was glad to play a few chords, and I did like music. I got to be always recognizing my older sisters, 3 of them, who have passed away. I always recognize their spirit for giving me a generosity towards music. They were so smart with their music. They were older than me, and they knew a lot of the music from the 60s. Holy smoke, they just brought LPs home, and this is in the mid-'70s, late 70s when I was a kid, and introduced me to a lot of this great music and gave me a conviction and a confidence to go, hey, check this out. So that was kind of the early introduction to music, and then a lot of my friends in high school, they played guitar, and we jammed around in the school gym, stuff like that. I didn't really play professional until I was actually probably 21 or so, and this was in the 80s. And so I remember playing my first bar gig. It was Halloween, and I was really nervous, kind of shaking. And I was playing, they called it new wave music, and there was bands like The Police and U2, and I was playing guitar in a band, and it was a lot of fun. So that kind of gave me my introduction to the club scene, which was really important because it kind of let me learn how to play, right? Play publicly and give me my whole introduction musically. And I attribute that to Winnipeg's rich music tradition. We did have famous music groups come out of Winnipeg, like the Guess Who, Neil Young, and these were folks that were famous in Winnipeg already. So we just kind of carried on. It was fantastic to be a musician in the late 80s and early 90s, which, like I said, I kind of cut my teeth in the club scene.
Well, and there's a difference, too, between being a musician and a performer. So I can imagine that, you picked up your performance style being thrown into the public eye. Because you can't just we got to give you something to look at, Vince.
Well, exactly, so you learned your professional side on stage. I wasn't in a group where we choreographed dance moves or moves like that, but you certainly were professional, and the visual side of it was important for sure, right? And a lot of the great guitarists, when I was really gaining momentum of interest was, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Gary Moore, Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, Edward Van Halen. These guys are freaking rock stars. It was great. I loved it. And we'd watch videos. I remember when MTV came out in the mid-'80s, I think, And it was really, really great, to watch this stuff and to visualize. So that was an important aspect. But I was kind of just a main club scene player. We did a little tours in Western Canada, Edmonton, Calgary. It was great to go across the Canadian prairies, kind of hang with your bandmates. You learn the camaraderie of the road. It was really fabulous. But my deep conviction started to seek to the top, which was to be a voice from the Indigenous music side, which really didn't exist as much as it does today. I always give credit and acknowledge the artists that were before me in a sense, artists like Redbone, Floyd Westerman, Buffy St. Marie, Robbie Robertson, Keith Cola, John Trudell. I can go down the list over and over again. There's just so many artists that were an inspiration to me. And I did get to play with Keith Cola and the Wild Band of Indians, I think from 1996 to about 99.
That's
so
awesome.
I really learned a lot. And Keith was generous in his, in a sense, his mentoring. And then, and that was a great learning experience. And I did get to play a lot in the U.S. side and a lot of the tribal festivals, whether it was with the Seminoles in Florida or California, even Northern California, in Redding and Eureka and places like that. It was great. So that was it kind of gave me the green light and conviction to use Eagle and Hawk as the vehicle to really put forth some music and some ideas, right?
That's amazing. Well, again, too, a lot of people, because here you're performing professionally starting at 21. You could have turned into a total selfish hair metal, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to play to sell out kind of person, but you didn't. You moved forward with this awesome intent, to expose through music and reflect through music. I think music is magical.
I do too. I know what you're saying. Like I guess I wanted my music craft to have a bit of a meaning, and not that it doesn't if you're just a pop or rock star. I mean, that's fine as well. But I wanted to have a bit of a voice, that would say something about my experience and my people. That was important to me. And as you said, I needed to do that, and I was happy to do it. And a lot of it was needed. One of the first Eagle and Hawk songs was called Sacred Ground. I mean, it sounds kind of cliche, all these titles we used to call these first songs, Mother Earth, Sacred Ground, anything with the words mother or feather or sacred was kind of cool in the day. But in a sense, it was important for us to use that wording and dialogue, right? But there's a song that was written, one of our first Eagle and Hawk songs called Sacred Ground. And one of the lyrics was, pride will heal your nation's scar. And that was really a lyric that came about there. And then the song Eagle and Hawk was really one of the first songs written as well. The first line of the lyric was, the Eagle and Hawk are my brothers. And in a sense, it was a conviction to say, hey, the Creator has teamed us up to be collective with everything that He's created, that the Creator has created in existence here for us. And that was that conviction. And I just kind of did my best to write the way I saw the world from my traveling experience or my growing up, so it was something like that.
Hooray, Vince. Well, I want to talk about Indian City because that's so new, right? That's your new baby? 2 albums in?
That's right. Yeah, correct.
And it's got like this super fresh electronica kind of feel. I dig it.
Indian City is such a fun music group. And again, it's influenced by certain things that caught my eye or caught my ear. And to be honest, there's a couple of things I can cite right away to go, this is how Indian City came about. Well, first of all, Eagle and Hawk was kind of taking a little bit of a hiatus, which was fine. And it allowed me to do some other writing outside of Eagle and Hawk. But I wanted to have a music collective. And there's a band that, I wanted to make, like I said, a music collective that was a band, but it also had feature people in the band, like stars, rising stars, young talent. And I watched this thing on PBS, which is a great public broadcasting station in the U.S. And they were doing a feature, and I'll say this quickly, they were doing a feature on the Latin music scene that was born out of Harlem in New York City in the mid-'70s. A group to come out of there was called the Fania All-Stars. And what they did was they were a hotbed of music collective that featured 4 singers collectively that gave birth to the hot salsa sound. In fact, the word salsa music was born out of that era. And so this music collective was an all-star core band with all these feature singers. And I thought, I'm going to make Indian City like that. I want to have a big band, like 7, 8, 9 people, and I want to have 2 or 3 singers that are just going to be featured on different parts. So that was the idea on paper to put Indian City together, which I did do. The first CD was called Super Nation that featured 4 singers, William Prince, Don Amaro, Pamela Davis, and our other singer was Newa Mason. So that was that. That was kind of the blueprint for the band. And it also allowed people to kind of come and go, you know. So if I got a gig and some of them couldn't do it, it was no problem because I'd do it as a 5-piece or 6-piece or 4-piece. And then, in fact, like, so this summer, a couple months ago, we played Pan Am Games in Toronto, and I played it with the full glory of Indian City, a 10-piece, 4 singers, trumpet player, 2 keyboards. It was fantastic. It was my musical dream come true. But even more so, the singers on stage were able to be featured as true talents in their own individual spotlight. It was great. I felt so good about that.
Well, it's awesome, too, because there's so much money in production and all these things that go into creating music, creating albums, getting albums out, going on tour, that it's everybody kind of gets to collaborate, you know, pitch in, share costs. Like you said, if somebody's got a gig or has to go to work or has to babysit, it's covered. But what a great way to showcase so many voices and artists under one, overhead cost?
Well, kind of to show, like, there is some gigs that can do that, but I was able to kind of convince, some of the buyers that my large bandstand idea of presenting the group like that was worth it, you know. I guess, in a sense, my musical reputation was enough for them to go, okay, I think if Vince Fontaine is putting together this group and they got a bit of a nice CD, it must be pretty good live. So they tried it out, and we did a couple of nice gigs this past year.
That's so exciting, Vince. Well,
it really was. I was so excited, yeah.
Are you going for a third? Are you working on Eagle and Hawk again? What's next for Vince Fontaine?
Well, I'm doing some writing right now, and it's called. It's just going to be a Vince Fontaine project, which can end up on the repertoire of Eagle and Hawk or Indian City stage. I'm excited about that because, again, it lets me kind of just come up with what comes out, you know. I always say that I'm kind of like an artist with a paintbrush, but my canvas is actually really, the recording studio or whatever. I just kind of sketch out some new ideas, and that's what we're trying to do this time around. I'm lucky that I have a core group of people that still want to be part of everything, you know.
Well, that's good. You play well with others.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, you have to give them your band leadership with fairness, and people got to like being in your group, which is a big thing. So I'm fortunate, and people jump in and out as well. But, so I look forward to 2016. We got a couple of shows coming up, big ones. We're going to do a couple of symphony shows. We're looking to do some festivals. I want to get doing a select few shows in the U.S. side. And so we're, it's December now, so I'm kind of looking around and seeing what's going to be out there for next year.
It's amazing. Well, Vince Fontaine, we so appreciate you spending time with us. Keep us posted. Keep us abreast to any local festivals you may be doing or what's going on. You can post stuff to our Facebook. I'm sure Indian City and Eagle and Hawk have a Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. They both have Facebook. You can find Indian City on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook as well. Eagle and Hawk Group is there on Facebook. And you can always visit us on the web pages. And there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, a lot of stuff that's been posted. And the interesting thing is I haven't really pushed it or made it public. So I'm going to start making that public, that a lot of our stuff is there now. So,
yay, playlist.
Yeah, for sure. Great.
All right.
All right.
Vince, it was, again, a pleasure and an honor. And I'm going to rock everybody's socks off today and just give them some Indian City and Eagle and Hawk.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Wow. That was fun. Vince Fontaine, pretty cool cat. And I got to learn about Winnipeg. He said he's in the middle of the United States, Canada.
You know what that means?
What? He's
it means
centered.
He's nowhere. You know what's there? Have you ever looked at a map
No.
of that area?
Yeah, well,
It's
I heard that
large and
Canadians
flat.
only live like 100 miles or something in from the United States border because the rest of it just gets so chilly.
It does.
They have little penguin
it's large
pals.
and flat and cold in the winter.
So that's cool. We beat up England for the good chunk and a few reservations. Yay. Okay, this is very important, listeners.
PSAs.
Okay, these are
Public
PSAs.
service announcements.
These are service announcements for you and your well-being, listeners. Never touch a down power line or go near one. Never. Power lines are not insulated like power cords, okay? Always assume that power line is live. If your vehicle comes in contact with the down power line, stay inside. The safest place is in your car. The ground around your car may be energized. Do not touch anything or anyone in contact with the fallen down power line or other equipment. Stay in your car, don't touch anything, and cry. Keep children and pets away from fallen electric wires. Do not drive.
No.
Okay, over that down power line, Skip. I'm telling you. And call 911 immediately to report a fallen power line.
The ground could be energized just like it is at a powwow.
Right? I was excited about that. Just a little toe touch. So yeah, power line, down, don't touch it. Car, call, sit, 911.
There it is.
That's how you save lives. Skip.
Well, Dan Hicks brings his holiday celebration, Holidays in Hicksville, to Sierra Foothills, and on Saturday, December 12th, he will perform along with Bob Wood Swamp Billy at the Auburn Event Center, 145 Elm Avenue in Auburn. Doors open at 6:30. This is KeepSmilingPromotions.com. And a cheesy promo here. Just a cheesy self-promotion. I'm the drummer in Bob Wood Swamp Billy. It's interesting how this card showed up now that I get to read about my own gig coming up on the 12th. So that's going to be huge fun. So
That's shameless self-promotion.
No, Skip, this old bearded dude kept going, come to my shows, come to my geezer gig, come to my show. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, you're totally old. I really want to go hang out with whatever you do. So I ignored him for years and years. So I saw him like a couple months ago. Holy bejeezers, Skip Allen Smith comes alive on stage. He's standing up drumming, he's entertaining. His sweaty little beard's flopping around.
He's all flat here on the radio.
Like
in real life,
do not touch a downed Skip Allen Smith.
Don't
Okay, that's how
you could get shot.
That's how just energized he is.
Yep.
So, yeah, Dan Hicks and Holidays in Hicksville and my band, Bob Wood Swamp Billy. We're opening for Dan. I mean, we hope he's congenial and happy.
Yeah, me too.
All right,
so
Michael
what do you
Ben,
have? You have something
you got
there.
something special for us?
Do it now? No.
Oh, my God. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't reach him. I cannot.
She's going to hit him. I'm between the two, folks. I'm going to she's going to grab his neck. Okay, go.
I'm supposed to read something?
You've wanted to do this?
Oh, we're going to do it now.
Oh, my God. You know what? I need to get, like, a rosary.
I'm just being funny.
Or, like, take sage pills.
So you can.
I was waiting for the song. This song?
That one.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Can we share with the listeners a little debate about like jumping on someone's bandwagon when they pass?
Yeah.
Popularity, how hard that is.
We touched on it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Do it.
Well, I'm not trying to do that.
I know you're not. As your friend, so you need a little space to blow off some steam and express your love for your friend.
Yes. It just deleted on my phone. I need a moment.
There's programming live here at KVMR, folks.
Okay.
He just deleted it on his phone.
My name is Jennifer Robin. I'm 35 years old. I do chores. I'm helpful, sweet, and kind. I am looking for a new father. Generalized income, let's say 36,000 plus. I mean,
Minimum.
I'm easy. I have a few needs.
Yeah.
I do come with a dog and a pretty decent car, so I can handle my own. So again, I'm looking for a father. No habla español, por favor, and yeah, go ahead. Mischief at kvmr.org. Again, I don't want a super old dad. I still want to go have fun.
Yep.
All right, I'm ready now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll take you back.
Okay.
What makes you think I want you?
Yes.
I just assumed.
I'll consider it on Christmas, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Ready?
right, Father. Yes.
Okay. In the small urban landscape was a small voice. Michael. I'm Michael, I thought. Me, this Michael? Again. Michael, John is asking to see you now. Yes, you, this Michael. My time, his time, our time, what will happen? There he was, a shrinking, small, bald man with his eyes closed, showing no emotion. A giant in my world. I took his tattooed right hand. We held tight and strong. We felt the power and the silence. I saw the little white hairs of his chinny chin and the bones on his gaunt, tan face and the trademark relaxed smile. We closed our eyes, the power in the silence surging still. I said, I love you, John. He nodded. Did you get the messages from home saying the grandfathers have taken care of everything and you don't need to worry about a thing? Yes. Ha! You already knew that, didn't you? Yes. We were still holding hands. If I have a quarter of the courage as you have shown, I will be grateful. Thank you for being brave for all of us. Just be you, Michael. Just be you. Yes, John. Yes. My heart smiled. We were done. Another was coming, and another was going, just like he said he was getting ready to do. I stepped onto the small urban landscape. The yard was empty, the clouds gray, and the young maple blood red. I stood in a corner by a gate and wood fence, the place where the free men and their dogs pee on the redwood mulch. My breath was somewhere. The sun was shining through the clouds. Time was here and somewhere else. Powerful happens. I became invisible, needing to just be me. Whoever that is. Permission granted. Thanks, John Trudell. Hope.
tears for you. After we've already bled for you. Already been dead to you. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. Now you want us. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. Chapters of a democracy story. Descendants of genocide. 12 score and more years ago, we went from being the majority to being the smallest minority. Now you want us. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. we saw that empty early morning skyline. Back through that horizon, Duck Valley, 1979. Wounded Knee, Sand Creek, that trail of tears. Exactly how did our land become your country? Now you want us. Now you want us to cry your tears for you, while we're still crying tears of our own. With your past as your future, that industrial ruling class, using religion as a weapon, distilling love into hate, pointing fingers and name-calling evil, sacrificing lives and blood, making the innocent the new virgins, offerings to the gods of profit. Now you want us. Now you want us to cry your tears for you.
After we've already bled for you, already been dead to you, now you want us to cry your tears for you.
Into Homeland Security, pretending corporate corruption isn't economic terrorism. Money talks while the government listens, compiling files on ones who think different, conditioning an acceptance of death, and not to expect the truth. So get used to hearing the lie. Now you want us. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. Misusing the beauty, turning freedom into a killing machine, mass murdering the environment, weaponizing the psychology of fear, and pushing material addiction with a substitution of rules, faking the law. The Bill of Rights becomes collateral damage, making the Constitution another broken treaty. Now you want us. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. The way this story is unfolding, we may end up crying together, as in crying at the same time. But we're short on tears to cry for you, with all these tears to cry of our own. Now you want us. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. Cry your tears for you. Now you want us. Now you want us to cry your tears for you.
Holy cow. That was literally the rockinest John Trudell song.
Pretty much. It was one of them. Yeah, definitely one of them. He rocks. He
No,
rocks.
it's a big deal.
Well, we have some other big deals right here.
Sock it to me.
These folks here are the kind underwriters of our programming here at KVMR.
They keep us afloat.
We need to acknowledge them.
We need to say, you coke gay.
So, we'd like to thank Automotive City, serving Nevada County since 1997. Automotive City is a fully equipped automotive service and repair facility, also a smog test and repair facility, servicing most makes and models. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30 p.m. Saturday. By appointment only. You can call them at 530-273-3195.
Beep, beep.
Like, that was good. That was good. Give me another beep beep after this Inner Path Yoga.
Beep beep.
That would be appropriate. Inner Path Yoga and Meditation Center, specializing in products and resources for yoga, meditation, and spiritual life, offering books, music, devotional items, cards, statuary, candles, wellness products, and more. Located at the corner of Commercial and Main Street in downtown Nevada City, or online at innerpath.com. And we'd also like to thank Second Time Around, a Native American-owned store buying and selling quality used furniture, household accessories, fine jewelry, and collectibles. They're at 112 Argall Way in Nevada City, open 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday. You can reach them at 530-265-8844.
Hi, Jerry
Shop
and
it.
Kay.
Oh, hi, Jerry and Kay. Shop it. Yeah.
That's what I want to start doing at the end of that.
Shop it.
Shop it.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can try it. Ready?
Inner
1, 2,
Path.
3. Shop it.
Shop it.
Automotive City. Shop it. There you go.
Shop it.
No, when you read the Automotive City Underwriter, it's like everything they list is like wrong with some part of my car.
Oh,
it's like,
all
they
of
repair
those?
this, they do that, I needed this. It's
Yeah,
like,
the smog test and repair and all of that.
and every
is-
time they
all
name
of
something,
wrong.
it's like, that's $600. That's like $250. I'm like, oh, that's another one. It's kind of, it's the Indian car math. It's freaking crazy. You know how like they say black people no jail time? They know like what any offense will get you. They're like, you don't want to do that, dude. That'll be like 5 to 10. Indians and Indian cars. You don't want to drive there, dude. That's going to cost you 5 to 700. It's just
You
a
know
thing.
what they don't do at those repair facilities, though? They don't use coat hangers to fix hanging mufflers and things that are falling off. Like I had a rear view mirror falling off a car years ago. I fixed it with a coat hanger.
What I do now is I unplug my antenna and I crack open my door and I can unlock my door to get in. That's my latest one. I'm proud of myself.